Alright, hey there everybody. YouTube, whoever's watching. Alright, so previous times I showed you a couple things what not to do that has to deal with just certain traits that work and don't work, like that whole adaptable with an abundant amount of planets. That's not a good thing to do. Then I showed you a little bit of the ins and outs, not in too much detail, but just kind of an overview of the civilization builder. But this time I wanted to go ahead and show you, like if you start a new game, and I'll just probably do quick start, just to get it through now, because most of you will be playing as like the Terran Alliance. So let me just do new game, go up here to the Terran Alliance, pretty basic stuff. The normal, you start with the survey ship, your diplomatic, hopeful, all that sort of goodness. So let's just go ahead and, just to make it easier, go back to that. And that should take care of everything. But basically I want to show you kind of how to play, because a lot of like video number one in all honesty. This is just a description of stuff. What the Terran Alliance is, what their strengths and weaknesses are. If you want to read it, you can, but it's really not that important, as long as you just kind of have an overview as to what they do. So you'll get here, and what I see a lot of people who are just picking up this game, they're like, what? So, first off, the main thing I want to just stress to you is read. Just take a look at stuff. Not here. Don't focus on the giant open space of planets. Look at your sidebars. Look at the things that they're showing you. You can look at different tabs. Right now, this isn't too important. This will be important later as you progress, because this is like turn 1, so you'll get more turns. Like every single turn you advance, you'll get more technology and stuff whenever you do it. So the first thing it tells you down here, which is kind of what tells you what type of action you want to take. If you're lost and you're a little bit confused as to what to do, just go down here to this bottom right corner, and it'll kind of tell you the action you want to do. So you'll do research, and this is where you usually start. I don't like this because it doesn't really tell you what they branch out to. It does tell you what it leads to. Like the next thing that you can potentially do, like this one leads you to 2 different things that you can research, 2 different things you can research, 3 different things you can research. But it doesn't tell you the overall plan. So the better way to look at this is this tech tree. So you go here, and as you see, you have different aspects of your civilization that you can look at. So you've got colonization, which obviously helps you with dealing with planets, upgrading your planet stuff. Like you start here, you get administrators, you get the ability to build a city, you get the ability to move 1 extra tile space, which anytime that you can move further, if you're focusing on expansion, that's kind of a direction you want to go. But you can start focusing on the artifacts, you can start focusing on settling your planets by having expansion, dealing with resources, and research. Engineering is mostly about your ships, so you get more movement, you get being able to travel further. This allows your ships to move further into space. This helps you to be able to move faster and to be able to carry more. This helps you with your mining, being able to build bigger ships, having more capacity, the logistics is what helps you with your fleets. I'll probably get into that later, but like whenever you're doing warships and stuff, or you're just building, like you're stacking your ships and they're moving together, it helps you to have more ships together. This is where your mining is focused on, and I really haven't focused on these drones, so I'm not exactly sure what they do, but it literally ends here. So that's where that is. Then of course warfare, obviously focusing on your military. You focus on the weapons to choose what kind of weapons you want to focus on. Beams are the blue, missiles are the yellow, and kinetic are the red. You'll know what I mean by that later. And then you can either kind of balance these out, or you can focus on one branch of tree. Invasion takes a lot of turns. As you can see, this one takes 49, this one takes 9, this one takes 9. And this is just at the beginning, which I guess I should have focused this early. Research, you pretty much start low with most races. I think the first race that I played with was the Iconian Refuge, and my research was a lot higher. So you can search things a lot quicker. So the higher this number is, the less turns these take. Just an FYI, not just in warfare, but in all of this stuff. And then, of course, defense systems is how much defense your ships will have. Shields are anti-blue, point defense is anti-yellow, and armored systems is anti-red. And when you get to things that are optimization, you usually have 3 options. Usually the AI goes for like one of the 2 major ones, and usually the middle one, if you want to have that trading on, you can like build the middle one and trade for one of these 2, but you can only build one of them, and you can trade for the other 2 if you have that enabled in your gameplay. Anyway, so like you have defense, invasion, and weapons for warfare. Then culture, this is the one that's kind of more nuanced. This universal translator, it obviously allows you to talk to other races. You'll probably find that if like you have a team, you can't talk to them. It just comes in as gibberish, and you're like, I have no idea what you're saying. So once you get this, you can talk to other races, and then as you can see, you'll get more administrators, certain things to build. This is to help you govern your planets better. This helps you with economy, and this helps you with like influence and research. Like see, tourism, it'll take away morale, but it will give you more money. This will help you to do influence, which I really like influence. That's kind of a little bit of my style of play. I like research and influence quite a bit. But anyway, so you choose one. So usually I go with Universal Translator first. You don't have to. You can go with engineering and getting the artificial gravity, because you kind of want to be able to get these space elevators pretty quick, and then also being able to have your city. The city does take a while to build, so you can probably get this just a little bit later, so that you have that research and factories to help you build. But anyway, however you want to start, you pick whatever you want to build, and you'll see that this will be selected, and then you just hit done. Then it'll take you back out here, and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I supposed to do? Again, just go back to this bottom right corner. It's going to tell you what you want to focus on next. So this will say idle colony. So what'll it do? It'll take you to Earth. So you can either do it by selecting the planet by double clicking it, or you can hit idle colony and it'll take you to it. So either way you can do it, but it'll help you. Now you'll also this is what I also see. I see people just looking at all these and be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. They'll click on all this stuff, and you'll hear all that noise and everything, and they're so confused. But this is what you want to look at. So these are the different things that you can build, and these numbers right here tell you how many turns it takes to complete. The next aspect, depending on what you're looking for, you can sort it out. Like if you're wanting to focus on manufacturing, research, wealth, influence, your population, or approval, you can filter it. So like if you hit this, it'll like approval, which is kind of what I focus on. It's probably not the best thing to, because you can probably focus on like construction and stuff and still get away with it depending on how you're building it. But you kind of get the point. Just choose whatever it is that you want to focus on. This just sorts it by name, so I'll just put it back there. I tend to look at what takes the shortest amount of time first off. So I'll just go ahead and let's see. So here's your capital city. This is one thing that is important to know where it's located. So if you've got like tiles that are around here, I like to put things that are based on population or research next to the capital because of all of those, what you see, those adjacency level bonuses at the bottom. Let me kind of show you what that means if there's anything. So that gives you +1 to research adjacent. That one gives you +1 to wealth adjacent. This one gives you population and wealth. So you can add quite a few things. Let me just go ahead, just for the sake of it. Let me just go ahead and put this computer core here. So you see this little one and this little arrow. So the arrow is only pointing to the research facility. And that's because right now there's technically nothing there. But that little +3 to all construction, that's what would be built there. It would get a +3, and then the little yellow arrows that are pointing in every direction, that's your adjacency bonus due to just that little symbol. And it can change. But let's just go ahead and say yes. We wanna put this here. Now what you can do is you can rush a building. So this is only 800. So let's just like go ahead and do that, just for the sake of doing it because I'm showing this game. The next could be like this colonization center. So you see how it's not really getting anything from this farm. It would get this +3 though for all construction on this building. Why? Because you see that it has an all construction growth of +3 for its own improvement effects, plus growth, plus population cap. But that level 3 is because of that little symbol of +3 to all construction. So you get that plus the growth of 0.03. I'm not exactly 100% sure as what the growth does. Pretty sure it is part of like whenever you're sitting next to a population or helping you grow your population. But you'll see that that's a little bit of a confusing number. I'm still trying to figure that out. But anyway, let's just go ahead and put that guy there. And so now it'll be queued up. And you can queue up multiple things. And like, for instance, whenever you see these, and this is not yet developed. So you can double click it and it'll start to build a farm to harvest that. Or you see these harmony crystals or this little biomass thing. I see it'll select it over here. And you can double click it and it will start developing that. Man, that is really loud. I apologize if that's how it is in the video after production. Anyway, so now you say, okay, I'm done with my colony. Now it's going to tell you idle ship. Most of the time you start off with this survey ship. Now, one of the things you can do is you can just hit the command button and say survey. Just tell it to, wherever it goes, just have it survey on its own. That way you don't have to think about it. But I kind of want to find a little spot that has, so you can left click on it to select the ship, and then you can right click to move it. And it tells you how many moves if you hover over it. Like this has 4 moves. And so that would be it there. And then you have your shipyard last but not least. And you want to be able to build things. So some people rush colony ships. You want to be careful with that though. If you go back to my previous video of what not to do, make sure you build colony ships where you have the ability to actually put at least 1 billion people on it. If you're if the planet that you're building next to doesn't have a combined population of at least 2 billion, which the population should say 2, then don't build a colony ship. But in this case, you can. So let's just say I build one of these to get a colony ship to look for planets and to try and colonize another ship. Or another planet, I mean. Then the other thing that's most important, at least in my opinion, are constructors. That's where you build starbases to mine things, to build... you can build hyper gates, like you change your ship into another ship and then into a hyper gate or something else. But the main thing that I use these for are starbases. So then let's just go ahead and do that. So, and I'm just rushing these. You don't have to rush build anything if you don't want to, because it does. Eventually, you will see your treasury drop. and then you'll be in just the hundreds or even just the double digits at times if you're not careful, and you'll get stuck there, and then you'll be trying to rush your economy, but then you'll start seeing a drop in morale, and that'll slow down production. So you just want to kind of try to be as balanced as possible. But then, of course, you can also build little scouts that are supposed to be able to move, but their sentry range is terrible, and then survey ships to be able to look at anomalies, try to get you more money and stuff. But that's what I'm trying to figure out. If I can find one of those just to show you it. And then the next thing that you'll see is turn. So this is how you move to the next turn. So always focus on this bottom right, just to know where you're at. Now I'm zooming out right now because you'll see that there are these little dots right here. These are supposed to be stars. At least I believe so. Yeah, planets, stars, influence, ship range. You can kind of filter these out if you're a little bit confused. Okay, so those are my planets. These are stars, so you can't see them yet. Stars right here. Boom, 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 boom. So you want to try to move your ships into being able to have more range. So then you hit turn to move to the next one. So I'll go ahead and just hit 1. You want to keep this low, because when you're colonizing a new planet, I've come to find out that most of them start at 3 as your max pop. So 1 is 1/3 of that. So if you move it up to like 2, you're already close to capping out at population, and then your growth is slow, so you can't build very quick. So anyway, just stay at 1 until you're comfortable or you have a different playstyle. So boom, go ahead and do that. And then if you have a ship that you're wanting to find somewhere to colonize, move to these little gray dots within this hexagon, because this is your ship range, how far you can move until you get more planets or you build more star bases. So then I'm just gonna kind of move towards this guy, figure out if there's something that I can find, and see. Okay, these little things, these little symbols. So you'll have things like space junk. Yeah, that's all you got right now. But you'll find things like space junk, capsules, artifacts, and I'll go into those in a later detail. But basically, the main thing is you can find experience and money. Capsules help you get stuff off of research. Artifacts may give you a small chance to complete something like a construction or a research, like on a planet, like just completely finish it. But it doesn't happen like super often. Let's see. These are just asteroids, but they're not in the thing yet, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. So let's just say, boom. So he's going to go survey this thing. So next turn, he'll be able to reach that. This thing has moved 3 moves. That's as many as it has. And in case, like, if you start building a bunch of ships, just a real quick thing, up here gives you can look at how many planets you have available. I just completely forgot I could have gone to Mars. I'll do that with my next colony ship or whatever. As a matter of fact, let's just do that and rush it, and then I'll just show you what that looks like. But this is how, whenever you build enough ships and you're not sure how many have moved or whatever, and you're wanting to micromanage it, you can just select them from here, just like that, and it'll zip to them. So there you go. As you see, this has gotten a little bit of research. It has 3 turns remaining. It'll tell you how much time it's going to take. Then you just hit this turn button. So I'm going to take 1 billion more people, and I'm going to go here. Now that's unfortunate. The shipyard, as far as I know, you can't designate where. I mean, maybe rally points. I'm not entirely sure, but it's like create new rally point. Maybe that works. Sure. Let's just say that works. Set destination. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. But anyway, so now you go to the survey ship, move it. See, it's going to tell you first anomaly surveyed, and then it'll tell you the results of that. So you get plus 100 in your treasury and 5 experience points. I don't know exactly how to tell when your ship will level up or anything like that, but you'll start seeing that they'll be able to get more moves, more sensor range, and things like that. And with so here's a capsule. That's one thing that you can go and do. But then let me just, like I said, you can hit the command button and you can tell it to just survey. And so next turn it'll just go completely on its own. I don't necessarily recommend this because sometimes it'll be like, this thing is right here, and every now and then the AI will be like, oh, let me go for the space junk. And it's like, but this is right here. Why would you do that? So just keep that in mind. Let me just have him head over this way. And have him head over that way. The Earth is still doing this. Done. And then you just hit turn. And as you see, this little bubble right here is that influence that you'll slowly start to build. So there you go. Now that we have some asteroids in here, this helps increase the productivity, which helps you with buildings. So you want to, anytime that you have the ability to you just click on the asteroids and then you build a mining base. So that'll be 100 credits. You'll see this go from 2953 to 2853. Boom. Now, okay, so you see how we have these already designated as to where they're going? You don't have to move it by yourself each time. I can literally just hit turn right here, and all of these ships will move. Alright. So that's the basics as to how this game rolls. And you see that under here, under notifications, because this guy, he got... So you see that 15% on colonial administration. You can get that on different technologies. And I recommend doing that on technologies that take a whole lot of turns to research, just so that it'll give you more bang for your buck, so to speak. But that, for now, is... Well, let me just show you one thing of colonizing real quick. I'll show you a colonizing and then how you can figure out if there's worthwhile planets. So I'll go here real quick. So let's just do Mars. It's like, oh yeah, first colony, done. And then you have a new place to look at. As you can see, colonizing on a new planet, the turns take a lot longer. They're a lot harder to deal with. That's a little bit of the... Man, that is loud in my ears. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. And then of course you get more things, more benefits for that, but really it only reaches here, which I'll show you later on how you can potentially get more tiles that could help you. But let me just double click that for now, even though that'll take a while. And then get as many of these as you can. And then let me just get this close. Okay, so here you see a new star, which is what you kind of want to move to. And when you click on this star, it'll tell you if there are habitable planets, how many asteroids you can get, and what resources. So getting these asteroids, I think it'll take it to the closest planet, which for now would be Earth. So this would help over there if you decided to. The only resource you got is one, so it's not necessarily profitable to mine over here. Which I guess, I was planning on just ending it right there, but let me just go ahead. Yeah, it tells you that you finished something. Okay, see this is taking less because your research has slowly gone up. So you just select this, it shows you that it's selected and you hit done. It tells you you have an idle ship. So let's start moving them. I don't know, let's just say up here. Get them up that way. You see, I have that survey command. Here's a planet, but he's going all the way up here because it's the only thing that he knows is there. But as he slowly continues to move, he'll keep searching for more stuff. So let's just leave him alone for the time being. Let's rush this constructor. And I guess I'll go ahead and build the scout too. So I'll rush that, I'll just say turn, because I want to show you what a starbase does. Ah, hey, so that rally point does help you move to where they... So there you go, that's a little tidbit that I just learned. Hopefully that'll help. And there's no resources here, but I just want to show you what a starbase does. And I don't want to take the time to move all the way over here, or all the way over here, or whatever. But I will show you that you can either construct a starbase, a shipyard, or upgrade it into a different ship. Right now, I could upgrade it to a colony ship if I wanted to. If you do that, you have to move it into a shipyard like this. You can, whenever you go through the game, you can upgrade into other ships that are also cargo hull level ships, as you see the roll up there, support cargo hulls. You can upgrade them into similarly based ships. But right now what I want to do is I want to show you the command for constructing a starbase. Now, usually you see, you'll see a grand total of, 5 different things? So usually you'll see a xenoarchaeology, which if you're near any of the precursor stuff, you'll be able to research, like manufacturing, economic, research relics. You'll see those later. Military obviously helps you defend your civilization, so like I could build this to help defend my planets that are nearby. Economic to help you build production and influence, and then culture is all about influence. So right now I want to focus on production and economy, so I'll do this. So as you notice, those other options go away. So once you build one of those modules, whatever type of starbase you build, you can't build the other one. And you'll see that as you continue to upgrade your mining and your star bases, you'll be able to get more and more advanced defense systems, more like better mining, better economy, and different things like that. But that's just kind of the overview, and this will be affecting anything within this hexagon right here, and the influence will slowly grow. So that should give you enough information. Sorry I don't have a script or anything as to what I planned. I just wanted to show you kind of the basics. Feel free to go back over it, look at little tidbits of what I showed. Hopefully this is straightforward enough that it makes sense to you. And anyway, guys, hopefully you'll come back and I'll have some more content for you as to how to keep playing Galactic Civilizations 3. Of course, you can like and subscribe, do all that sort of stuff, and I guess I will see you guys later.